Who am I and who are you? The ultimate questions for who we are as whole beings experiencing on this earth in this human journey. And to find the answers to these questions, we are going to be sitting down and exploring the minds for the wisdom and knowledge of the layers that make up our beings. From the mind, to the emotions, to the body, and to the astral with the light body. We will be exploring these different multi-dimensional aspects of who we are as the I Am presence in this world on earth, in the human experience. We'll get to have fun, cracking smiles, and diving deep into the knowledge with different psychics, intuitives, shamans, coaches, teachers, practitioners, and many more different beautiful conscious souls of the everyday life to gather the information we need in order to unravel these layers and become more aware and present in ourself as the whole I Am presence that we are. And I'm very grateful for this and really look forward to the journey. So thank you all for tapping in and being a part of this. And I am your host, Marcus, aka Christolight, and I will be on this journey with you from the beginning to the end as we travel through the process of clearing layers. Hello, blessings everybody. Thank you all for tuning in for this next episode of The Process of Clearing Layers, episode 8. And we are going to be touching upon Reiki healing as well as other energy healing practices. And in this live here on Instagram TV, we will be having our 7th authentic soul guest along this journey of the process of clearing layers. And I am your host, Marcus, aka Christolight, and we're going to have a divine brother of ours joining us as our authentic soul guest, who has had quite the journey with bringing restoration, harmony, and healing to his own being. Alexander Fox, our authentic soul guest of the thefoxwellnessden. He is a certified Reiki Master. He is also a sound healer. He is also an energy transformational life coach. And he has also been embarking upon breath play and guided meditations as well. Alexander Fox was diagnosed with the Crohn's disease in 2017. And in 2018, he began traveling around the world to different parts and countries. And in these travels, he was able to connect with many. And through these connections, he started learning Reiki and other energy healing practices. Over time, he started bringing restoration and harmony and healing to his being in his Crohn's disease that he was battling and experiencing. So Alexander, Mr. Fox, is with us here today to share his story, to share the wisdom, to share the knowledge that he has regarding Reiki healing, as well as these other energy practices that he has utilized along his journey. Fox is originally from Cleveland, Ohio, but he is now in Texas. And he is also a Reiki master that is open to doing attunements if you are wanting to become attuned to Reiki. So, without further ado, we will go ahead and have our authentic soul guest for this wonderful episode 8, talking about Reiki and energy healing, Alexander Fox. And if you guys have any questions throughout this live, you may drop them down below in the question mark bubble next to the comments, and we will get to them and answer them to the best of our abilities for you. Thank you all for being here to support and show love. Hello, brother. How are you?
Man, I'm sweeter than a Southern sweet tea. How are you being?
I am wonderful, man. I am very open in joy. I'm balanced. I'm grounded. Feeling really wonderful these days. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel that. I see that in you. That's really amazing. Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome, man. No, it's an honor to dedicate yourself to being the best version you can and being the most clear version you can. It comes with, a lot of benefits, and it's not the easiest path, that's for sure, but it's just so worth it. You get to shine your light and really show others that they can be their best self as well.
That's exactly why we're here, and when we embarked on this path, we knew, actually we didn't even know what we were getting into, and then we slowly started to figure it out, and then we went through our dark nights, dark days of the soul, and moments, and now we're able to speed that process up for others so they don't have to go mindlessly searching or not knowing exactly what to do, and we can give that advice, that energy, that wisdom for them to speed up their process of healing, quantum leaping, finding their purpose, and having more clarity for life. And it's a real honor and a real privilege.
Yes. Ashe, man. Ashe.
Okay.
So, welcome to the Process of Clearing Layers, this holistic online series here on Instagram Live and will be on YouTube here Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. The full episode will be premiering for everybody out there on Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. And yeah, thank you for being open to being an honorable guest here for episode 8, as we talk about what hasn't been talked about yet in this series, which is energy healing and Reiki. So it's an honor to have you be the first to talk about these practices for the collective.
Yeah, I feel that, and I'm honored that you would choose me to be the first one, because it's been the biggest catalyst in my entire journey. It really has.
Yes, and speaking of your journey, we might as well go ahead and start and dive in. So I was reading on your website just to get a little bit more about you and connect with you more. And I saw a little bit about your story. And I saw that in 2017, you were diagnosed with Crohn's disease. And my question to you is, was this the beginning of your self-awareness and awakening, or did your self-awakening happen beforehand?
The awakening happened during it, because like when I first got diagnosed, I fell into my own pit of despair. They told me it was incurable, so like they thought I was going to have this for the rest of my life. And, I had like no hope for myself. I had no faith. I didn't see a way out, and it wasn't from genetics, because no one in my family ever had it. Asking, like, but I was praying. That was the biggest thing. Like, I kept praying, like, so sorry for guilt and the shame, lying, for manifested my Crohn's disease. And then would you like me to lead more? Or you want me to stop and you can go from ask a question about that?
Sorry, I was just letting people know down there in the pinned comment that they can drop questions below. And yeah, you guys can drop questions for our guests down below in the question mark bubble by the comments, and we'll get to them for you. Yeah, so it's for me, it's always profound when we can have the courage to share our story and share the wisdom that we have accumulated through healing ourselves with these different practices, technologies, and other holistic things. And that's truly amazing. And how many times I've heard people get told that they can't walk again, they can't see again, they can't hear again, they can't move their hands again, or you can't cure Crohn's and other things. And every time I hear that, it's just like my spirit is just like, wow, this is such falsehood. And psychological warfare is a very alive thing in this society and world that we're in. And this is a prime example of what psychological warfare is telling people that they're basically limited, finite beings that are not capable of curing, bringing order and balance and harmony to the being.
Right.
And really, this is what it is there's disharmony, there is imbalances in our beings, but instead they're slapping these labels on top of it, not going to the root of it holistically, which is what holistic is going to the root, going full circle. And they just keep putting band-aids on it so you can come back.
Yep.
And it's truly amazing what happens when we learn about our energy and our light body and all these different things, and how it correlates to our balance of well-being. And when we start bringing those balanced and activated avenues and alleyways of energy points connecting and flowing, we started noticing some big differences. So 2018 was when you started traveling the world and you started coming across a lot of these practices. So what was your experiences like, and what was the healing process like from 2018 and 2019 for you when you were traveling and coming across these practices for your own self and with others?
Yeah, so 2018 was when I had my first spiritual awakening, and I started to like change my diet. Those were the two biggest events that happened in my life. So I went plant-based as much as I possibly could, with the exception of having like a few eggs, maybe a little bit of fish, but for the most part, it was just the beans and nuts and fruit and vegetables. And then when I had my spiritual awakening, that made me realize there was more to this world than that meets the eyes. I had dreamt of a moment in my sleep that came true in this reality where I experienced deja vu in Edinburgh, Scotland. And then it happened every single day. It's still happening. It's happened every day for the past 4.5 years. So it just feels like I've already lived this life before, or a part of my soul has, right? But 2018, like I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't know anyone spiritual. I didn't know what was going on. All I know was I was just doing my best to just get by with life and school and work and just trying to eat well. So in 2019, that's actually when I started to learn, or actually, well, that's when I intuitively taught myself how to heal a woman of a drug overdose in Gulf Shores, Alabama with a ball of energy. And then I was able to heal her in 10 seconds. And then I learned what Reiki was, and intuition and meditation and all of that. So it's crazy because I actually got my Reiki Master certification in a place called Painesville, Ohio.
Painesville.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. Wow.
Yeah. So then in 2019, I started to use energy. I used sound, I used consciousness. I started to meet like amazing, powerful friends and mentors, and they just really started to change my life. And then in 2019, I stopped taking Western medicine. And then in 2020, I was like, okay, I'm going to heal myself. I don't know exactly how this is going to happen, but I'm going to do this. And because I knew I couldn't be on that medicine forever. So, and I did everything I possibly could. I even did acupuncture. So then the energy and sound and diet, I changed my music to like listen to more like EDM, funk, jazz, like more vibrancy instead of like that some of that rap or like low vibe music you hear on the radio, you know. And then I just started doing things to enjoy my life. Like I even got out of sales and marketing, and I started to work with children. So I became a guidance counselor at a local school district. I got back into soccer coaching, and then just before it was about, when was it? It was about summer of like 2000, or no, it was about summer of 2020. Like my acupuncturist gave me this like green mixture, like powder. It was a Cleveland-based company, and we were supposed to like reset your digestive tract, cleanse it out, give me the digestive enzymes. And I took that for 4 days, and then I just remember waking up, just having this knowingness of like, I just healed myself. And then I started to like test the waters. I had a little bit of dairy, I had a little bit of meat, and then I just started to like just kind of play around with it for the day, and then I was in no pain. I started to gain a little bit of weight back, and I was able to process food and have solid stools. because like before, like I was getting night sweats, I lost a ton of weight, I couldn't process food, I was in pain, I would literally shit my pants in like the most like random times, like even walking in the hallways of college or driving in my car, and I couldn't do anything to stop it at that point. But now I have life. I had new life, new hope, new faith, new love. And then I was like, anything is possible. Like T-Pain being on a boat in that one song, you know?
Wow, brother, that's incredible. And I just want to say, congratulations on your healing process, and thank you for embarking upon the self-healing process holistically and being here today to be able to share this wisdom for us.
Thank you. Yeah. Trusting was probably like the hardest part, because it's like you trust in the unknowns. Like that sounds so ridiculous to some people, you know, like trusting in the unknowns. It's like, how do you do that? Like, you don't even know what's going to happen. How do you trust in something that you don't know? And
yeah,
I do it every day. I do it every day now with almost everything that I do.
I hear you on that. I hear you on that. Wow. So I kind of want to like go a little bit deeper with what that healing process felt like for you. What were like the deeper details of when you knew that you were beginning to heal? What did it look like for you?
When I started to like gain my energy back, you know, I started smiling more because I was enjoying life with the things that I was doing, and I knew that the old ways weren't serving me. And even though I was doing some of the same things that I had been doing for years, but I had changed a lot about how I was going to navigate this earth. And even though I wasn't like putting out like the sound and like energy healings and stuff like that, and because of COVID, that really hindered the process too. But you know, I just had like this new sense, and especially when I started to gain some weight back, I wasn't losing it, and I was actually like maintaining it. Like that gave this new sense of belief to really keep going with this and not stopping at all. And you know, like, I'll never forget this. My dad literally told me one time, I think my mom's in this here too, so, but my dad literally told me, like, you look like you're from the Holocaust, because I was so skinny, because I lost so much weight. And that hurt me. That really hurt me. And, you know, and I was on the Western medicine at that time, so that was like, okay, well, I know that's not the answer, right? But,
Yeah.
but like, I had to get whole with myself.
Have you really like done healing work and like forgiveness work on that time period of like hearing things like that and just going through the psychological kind of you know, the psychological cycles during that period?
Yeah, I had to forgive a lot. I had to forgive myself, because the lying, the cheating, and the guilt that I had put upon my ex-girlfriend from some of the decisions that I made, and also poor diet choices as well, and smoking tons of cannabis all the time. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, that's just the point that I was at. So I had to forgive all of that. I had to forgive all of that energy, myself, my girlfriend, and then she was the reflection back at me as well. And all those things just started to manifest into these cortisone levels and nervousness and like this anxiety. Like I remember even going to the hospital one morning because like I thought that I smoked this strain of cannabis, and I started to get pains in my chest, and I was freaking out. And yeah, everything was just going wrong. And you know, like I had to forgive, I had to love, and just understand like where I was coming from and what she did back to me, being a reflection, law of attraction, that's real.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you're doing your best out here to be your true authentic self. Goes for anyone. And yeah, like I had to send Reiki energy to the past. I had to, I had to like meditate with it. I had to sit with it. Like I even had to like relive those moments to like fully understand all aspects of it. The emotional, the mental, the physical, the spiritual, and then like after, it was a process. Keep going at the same time. Like, okay, I'm forgiving, I'm healing, or I'm forgiving and loving it. And then it's just like, okay, now how do I heal from it? Like how do I evolve from it so I don't allow those old energies to affect this new me?
Yeah, that's a big step right there. That's a big thing to be aware of. And is that your mom in the house, Carol Fox?
Yeah, that's her.
Okay, welcome in, Mama Fox.
Hi, Mom.
Everybody, put some hearts in the comments for our brother Alexander Fox's mother being here for his episode. Show some love, everybody. Thank you for joining us and supporting, Mom.
Love you, Mom. Thank you. Dad, my dad might be listening in the background.
Wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that, man. This is what it's all about, is coming together as a big, conscious human family, sharing our stories, connecting heart to heart, and sharing our wisdom and gifts with each other so we can help uplift and become a unified body of community. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
So 2017 you were diagnosed, and then you started going through the healing process and traveling in 2018 and 19.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you today when it comes to the Crohn's? Is it completely gone? Are you in full balance with yourself?
I have healed myself from Crohn's. I did have a little stomach bug for a little while with like some foods that I probably shouldn't have like mixed together. But ever since I healed myself in 2020, I had like zero issues. I was able to eat anything I wanted to at any point, but I was more conscious of what I was eating and what I was feeding myself, not just with food, but with like the news and, surrounding myself with happier things, more loving things. So, but now I know exactly what I should be doing, what I should be eating, have way more fruits, way more vegetables, and minimizing the beans and nuts, a little bit. And then I eat a little bit of meat. I have like a piece of fish maybe like once a month.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, my soul was calling for a piece of salmon like last month, and it was calling for like a whole week, and I was just like, okay, I want to make sure that this is right, because I really had eaten meat like for the past few years. So, but when I had that piece, I was high. I was higher on life. Like my soul was just flying and soaring, and I just felt like even like new neural paths like connecting in my brain that this feels great. What divine timing, right?
Yeah, that's really like where I've been too. I'm fully plant-based, and for a while I was just like on and off plant-based. Every once in a while I was eating something with dairy. Every once in a while I was eating something with meat. And then I was eating a lot of the meat substitutes for a while, like, the soy-based stuff that you find in like stores. And, it was a good kind of like crutch, so to say, to get off of meat. But it's not really the best. Like the processed meat substitutes, for everybody out there, it's a good stepping stone, but it's not something you want to attach to as your like supreme plant-based healthiness.
For sure.
So really now where I'm at is basically raw fruits and veggies. I'll have quinoa as my grain. I don't even really eat rice anymore. I eat quinoa, and then I do potatoes, sweet potato.
There you go.
And that's really it. So I've been really staying away from processed things.
Right.
The furthest I really go with processing now is if I make a stir fry, and it's like cook the veggies, make some udon noodles with it, or I make quinoa with it. And that's like as far as I go now. I've advanced really well, and I've noticed a tremendous difference. I've been a lot lighter, I've had more energy, I'm more clear in my thoughts, the way that I function. I don't feel drowsy or dragging throughout the day. And it's hard to describe it, but it feels like I have more control in maintaining of my energy and my physical body. I notice it's way more sensitive. So when I say sensitive, I mean like I'm feeling my emotions properly. I'm able to really feel the sunlight being absorbed into my DNA and my blood. I'm really able to feel the grass on my feet. I'm really able to feel the air and like how nice and refreshing it is because of how light my body's been. I noticed that when I used to eat a bunch of meat and dairy and all these other things, it was like blocking up my pores, blocking up my cells, and I wasn't able to really receive nutrients. I wasn't able to receive the sunlight and the grass and things like that and really feel my own emotions. And you know, we think it's like great sometimes to not feel our emotions, but that's actually toxic masculinity. And we want to feel our emotions because that is the whole point of being a human. Well, I'll say part of the reason why being human is to sense and feel. And the more that we can feel, the more we can transmute, the more we can pick up information and have a deeper connection and understanding with things. And
Absolutely.
yeah, it just made a big difference being a fully plant-based and mainly raw.
Yeah, that's so amazing. And you get to, and the fact that you're maintaining that and sustaining that is like even better, because some people would like to like fall off and kind of have like those cheat meals. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but sometimes when that happens, we could fall back to those old patterns, you know, and then it's like, okay, now you gotta climb your way out. And you know, it's better to be on that path, you know, and if you fall down, then get back up sooner rather than trying to stay down there, you know.
Agreed. And I also want to say, good job on getting yourself off of over-consuming cannabis, because that was actually one of my biggest things I had to overcome as of recent. Just up until this past year, until about fall time, I was heavy smoking. Like I was smoking like, you know, a couple of bongs, a couple of blunts a day. And, you know, I was still doing like my self-work. I was still doing healing practices and other things. But at the same time, I was abusing the plant medicine. And I was also really escaping. Like, to be fully honest, I was escaping from truly feeling my own emotions, feeling the energy that I had to deal with, and not addressing, you know, the traumas that I had went through recently with the biggest breakup in my life earlier that year, along with some deeper things going back to like my family's divorce and other things. And then once I stopped, it really just happened. Like, I came to a point in myself where I realized that, one, it was over fluctuating my energy, and I wasn't really a fan of that, you know? I would get myself balanced, do my meditations, and then when I would smoke, I'd be all the way up here, and then next thing you know, I'm all the way down here, no emotions, because I'm coming down, and like, I don't feel and sense things because of that polarized energy.
Mm-hmm.
The clarity too has been a lot better. You know, there's fogginess that does come with it, and we can try to deny that when we're using it, but when we actually look back and we're in a clear mindset, we do understand that there is fogginess that comes with it.
Yeah, and that fogginess is not easy to get rid of after you quit, you know, because that lingers, that tries to stay there almost as long as it can, because it's so used to that environment, so used to those energies. It's yeah, it's really profound. But I'm so happy and proud of you for getting off of it and, you know, maintaining, sustaining that. And yeah, it shows in your aura as well.
Thank you, man. Yeah. 100% sober these days. No alcohol, no plant medicines, no nothing. Don't need it. Just working on my own energy.
Yeah, we're already there. Yeah.
Exactly.
I've been sober since September 10th of last year. I had this beer from Germany. I was actually in Columbus, Ohio. My buddy got this beer from Germany, and I had like one glass of it, and I was drinking it, and I was like, wow, it tastes good, but it's like my energy's not vibing with it, you know? And I said, this is gonna be my last beer. I'm gonna finish this, but this is gonna be my last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really happy for you to come to that stance with yourself, and good job doing that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. It's funny, actually the last thing I had was alcohol, and even though I did cannabis for like 9 years straight, you know, I had actually quit cannabis fully before having that beer. It's like I quit cannabis in like August of last year. I can't remember the last date, but the alcohol was last, and that's something I never really did. Sometimes, but it's just kind of funny for me.
Good job, man. All right, so let's dive a little bit more back into these practices and your life path. And
yes, please.
So when did you get Reiki certified for the first time?
I got Reiki certified so May is when I had the awakening, and then 3 months later, it was August. It was like August 22nd of 2019. That's when I got Reiki certified in Painesville, Ohio. Yeah.
Nice. I actually got certified in Reiki in February of, was it 19? That was 18 actually.
Oh.
I got Crystal Healing certified in 19.
Okay.
But I got certified in Ohio as well, here out in Lebanon, Ohio, if you know where that is.
Lebanon, Ohio. That's like southwest, right?
Yeah, it's like going towards Cincinnati.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Like Oxford area?
Even further southwest.
Okay. So more closer to like Kentucky then.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Kind of like by Kings Island. You know where Kings Island is?
Oh yeah. Right in the Cincy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 15 minutes from Kings Island.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So so you got Reiki certified, and what were some of the really aha type of moments and experiences that really developed the chemistry with you and Reiki and these energy practices that really showed you that this is something that you can dedicate your life to when it comes to serving and providing this for the collective?
Yeah, absolutely. I had went to, I found out about a church that was in Chesterland, Ohio, and it's a non-denominational church. And during their services, they would have Reiki healers do like 3 to 4 minute sessions for people, like while they were doing psychic mediums, messages for people. Like I started like doing that, and then I just started to get some like really great feedback, and that was like one of the things. And then another thing was, actually I'll tell a mini story. I was staying at my buddy's house, or I was living at my buddy's house, and it was like 2 a.m. and then like one of my roommates comes home. He's like blacked out drunk, and I know when he's blacked out drunk, but you know, like we're talking for a few minutes. I was like, dude, you want like a Reiki energy session right now? And then his reaction is, Reiki me, Foxy. And then I'm just like, okay. So he sits down, and then I put my hands on his shoulders for like 3 or 4 minutes. And then I'm just like, okay, and then like he turns around, and he's got like this, you know, he's got like the big eyes, and he's just blacked out. And he just goes, I believe in your bullshit.
That's so funny.
So that's like, I was like it's like one story. And then actually there was another story where I was at an EDM concert, and it was Millennium. He was performing, and this one girl,
yeah.
he's incredible. This one woman, she had taken way too much of a party favor, so to say, and she started to like freak out, like right in the pit of everything. And she's like, Alex, help. And then she's like trying to run away, but she's still trying to like put her arm out there so I could grab it. And then she like pulls me like all the way across the pit, up the stairs. And she's like up against the wall. She's like, I don't know what's happening right now, but like I feel like I'm about to like freak out, and I'm like, it's just gonna be all bad. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, okay, let's just relax. I just want you to focus on your breath. I'm gonna be like clearing and grounding. So then we're like in front of the bar, and there's like hundreds of people surrounding us, and I'm just giving this my friend a Reiki session. Just, you know, she's standing, and I'm just like going down her body. I'm just like calling in the higher self, bringing energies down. And literally within like 5 minutes, she turns around. She's like, I feel so much better. And I'm like, awesome. She's like, okay, let's go back into the pit. We're dancing again.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So would you say that these experiences like really showed you that this is something that you could like seriously put focus into and serve to the world?
It took a lot of those moments for me to actually put focus and start a business behind it. Because there's so many more stories of like, I won't say all the stories, but just to make it short, like me traveling out west, you know, like I healed a guy of a seizure in Mount Shasta, California. I healed a woman of lupus disease in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah. You care to maybe touch on those two a little bit?
Okay, yeah, I'll share the stories. Okay, so June 25th, 2021, I went to Mount Shasta, California, and they had a full moon ceremony on top of a mountain with like a big bonfire. There's like 300 people. Everyone's cooking food, drumming, dancing, living in their trucks and vans. Amazing time. There was a dude in an orange toga. He was dancing around the bonfire, blessing people. And then all of a sudden, like, I remember just like looking up, and as soon as I looked up, he looked at me, and like we had this eye connection. It got deep. Like I could see like the I think the anatonal or the axitonal lines, like the energy connections.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be serious. So we start like walking towards each other, and then we're just like looking into each other's eyes, and like the first words out of his mouth were, "You're remembering who you are." And I'm like, dude, I'm doing my best, man. I'm almost there, but I don't really know. I'm just here. And then we talked, and then he blessed me, and then he just goes about his business again. And then like 10 minutes later, I see him. He starts to like act a little funny, and he starts to like shake up like a seizure. Like he's standing having this seizure, and he starts to like scream really loud. And I was like, oh fuck. And then my intuition, I got this message that said, go to him. So then I run over to him. I put my right hand on his left shoulder, my left hand on his right wrist. I could feel his pulse, and it was going like just super fast. And then I just grounded the energies. I just told him to focus on his breath and just come back down. And then literally within like 10 seconds, pulse is going like back down to normal. And then he like takes this big gasp of air. He falls to the ground. He's on one knee. He's like huffing and puffing. And then I'm still like hanging on to him, and I go down with him. And then I have the biggest smile on my face. And then I go up to his left ear and I whisper, I just remembered who I was. And then this guy looks up at me with the biggest smile, and then he just hugs me with all his might, and then he just goes, "Thank you, brother. Thank you so much." And then we just went our separate ways after that.
That is just, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, spirit is just so beautiful, the way that things get orchestrated. For him to come up to you and then say, "You're remembering who you are." And then that happens through him to really give you a moment of remembering who you truly are. And then to say that to him, it's just like, it's like a prophecy, you know, like a fulfilled prophecy. That is so beautiful.
Yeah, there's no way that I could ever have been that creative to like make like that up either. Like that was so like divinely orchestrated and planned, and like I didn't even have a plan to go to Mount Shasta, California until like a few months prior to that. And Amazon didn't airdrop me on top of Mount Shasta, California from Cleveland, Ohio to be there at like 6:30 p.m. to remember who I was, you know, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. So now you said you helped cure a lady from lupus.
Yeah, so this was so wild. So I had got done in Oregon, and then I was going to Boise, Idaho for like just a one-night stay just to catch some sun. And I arrive at my Airbnb, and then I'm hanging out, and I go hiking, and then I come back, I get dinner, and it's about 10:30 at night. I'm about to just get a cup of chamomile tea, and I'm gonna go watch some new Rick and Morty, and I'm just gonna be on my way to bed, right? And then I'm upstairs, I'm getting my tea, and then this woman just like walks out of the room adjacent from my room, and she's gonna grab some tea, and like we just start talking, and I found out that she's from Texas, but she was here like with her boyfriend because of a job, like a job stint, and like we're talking. I told her I was a Reiki master. And she's like, "Oh, I've always wanted a session, but I've never found one." And I was like, "Oh, really? Well, we can do one, you know, like tonight." And she's like, "Oh, I think it's kind of late. Like, what time do you leave tomorrow morning?" And I said, "Well, I'm gonna leave at 8 a.m. because I got to get to Nebraska at some. Actually, no, it was Utah. I was gonna go to Utah to get to Nebraska." And then she's like, "Well, if you want to do it tonight, like." Are you ready? Like, are you sure you can do it? And I said, "Yeah, we'll be ready." She's like, "Okay, so where do you want to do it?" And I said, "Well, let's do it outside." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And I had this giant comforter that I had manifested in Mount Shasta so I could sleep outside. So I grabbed so I'm like, I have a comforter in my car. We'll lay it in the grass. We'll get you comfortable. I have some sage, some Palo Santo, and I'll just do you 30 minutes and we'll be good. I said, "Okay." So it's 11 p.m. in Boise, Idaho, and we're just in the front yard of this Airbnb house, laying down the comforter, and she's laying down. And, you know, if anyone were to drive by or even just walk by, like people would be like, "Oh, they're doing some type of like wizardry, witchcraft type woo-woo stuff." And
Yeah.
kind of like, this would be really cool. So, you know, she goes in the front yard, we're meeting, I say a prayer, I do the sage palo, and I cleansed her, cleared her. And then just after 30 minutes, she's just like, I feel electric. Like I feel this, like all of these like electric, you know, like lightning rods or something, or just like energy is just coursing through my body. And I've never felt this before in my entire life. And she felt super light and like everything. And I forgot to mention this. She told me that she had lupus disease and she's had it for the last like few years. And it was like from like her thighs, like all the way down to her feet. And she showed them to me, and like her legs were like big and bruised, and they were like you could touch them. And like she couldn't even feel me like poking at it. She could see me doing it. She had a sensible feeling.
Yeah, my dad actually has lupus. He has it like his calf down basically.
Okay. Yeah, I think that one's almost incurable. I think. Like, I mean, like Western medicine
Yeah,
standards.
according to the Western medicine, it's one of those ones that's basically incurable. But
Yeah,
you know, there's things that we do.
right. Of course. It, in the realm of infinite possibilities, we know it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of, you said that she was feeling electrical.
Yeah, super electrical. She had like this new sense of life inside of her. Like she was smiling, like couldn't stop smiling, and you know, she was just so grateful, and she just like couldn't stop thanking me. And then yeah, and then like we went to bed, and then I left the next morning, and then I'm just going my way back to Cleveland eventually, and then the day, actually like the next full day that I came back to Cleveland, which is about it was about 5 days later, and then I get this long text message from her. It was like 2 pages long, and she was just like Alexander, I am so grateful to have met someone like you. I've had lupus for the last few years of my life, and I never thought it was possible for me to get rid of it. But like all my bruising and swelling had literally like dissipated. I had feeling in my legs for the first time ever. And I even went to my doctor because I was scared and profound of like what just happened. And even my doctor was like, you don't have this anymore. What did you do? And then like they were just, and she was just like amazing. And like I remember I was even in the kitchen, and I was like, parents this, and like my dad's kind of like, okay, maybe I believe this. He's trying to grasp spirituality, and my mom's just like so yeah.
Wow. That is, oof, man, that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal job, man. Phenomenal job, just being an open medium for this divine light. Wow, that's so phenomenal.
Yeah. I
Mm.
I just did my best to just be of service and to be as super present as I could, and it all worked out even better than I could have possibly imagined. Yeah.
Shay, man. Reiki is so beautiful, you know. I love practicing Reiki. I've been practicing it since about 2014 and got certified in 18. But I was practicing it way before 18, and it is just such a beautiful practice. So beautiful. So we have a few questions here from the viewers.
Oh yeah, sweet.
And the first one is from Energy Soul Child. And she said, can you tell the story of how you were activated the first time you healed someone?
And tell the story about how I got activated. Well, that basically goes back to my Alabama story. When I hit that woman, if I'm gonna tell it really quick, she was having a drug overdose, with party favors, having a seizure on the beach, and asked this question: what can I do to heal this woman? And the first thing that came down to my mind was a ball of energy. Just started making this ball of energy. I just started pretending it was a basketball, juggling it like a soccer ball. I was dancing with it. And then I looked at her when I felt like I was ready. I said, hey, get ready. She looks at me with like, wait, what? And I said, get ready. She's like, okay. So then I jumped up in the air, and then I slammed this ball of energy at her. And then 10 seconds later, she got up and she was dancing like there was no tomorrow.
Oh my, wow.
Time I got activated, and then that's when I got the certifications and all that, and then that just set me up for this whole healing journey, meeting all these incredible people. And I've had amazing mentors. I had two incredible, powerful mentors in upstate New York, and then they really helped me activate my energy more, and as I am even now, even before that healing event.
There we go.
There was a slight pause. Did we get that?
Something about your mentors in New York, and then after that kind of glitched out.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, they really helped me understand like consciousness and presence and meditation and energy, like even on like higher levels than what I was even perceiving, just by, just being by knowing very little of like anything that was happening yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
All right. And the next question is actually from your own mother, and it's how long have you been free of Crohn's?
Oh, 2000, basically since 2020.
2020. Man, wonderful.
Yeah.
And congratulations again on that. That's a very big achievement. And this was all self-healing, right?
I mean, yeah, I had some outside help too. Don't get me wrong. I had to get some acupuncture. I got some sound healing from people, and I had some energy clearings, and I had to change my diet, change music, change friends. There was so
So what? Go ahead.
there was just so many things that I had to do, but I had the right people surrounding me. That was the best part. Just being there for me, um, knowing how to like clear and heal and activate the things inside of me to really get me more connected with myself and to really be whole. And yeah, so that was there were so many things. It wasn't just me self-healing, doing it all on my own. I had a ton of help.
And it was all holistic and energy based, though.
Yes, after I quit the Western medicine in 2019. Yeah.
Wonderful. So you were successfully able to cure Crohn's disease that you were diagnosed with 3 years prior in 2017 through holistic and energy practices.
Yeah. It was trial and error though. It was not easy. I was still going through some rough patches, but all I knew was I couldn't be on this mission forever, because if it wasn't going to put me, in a healing, it was only going to suppress and then maybe get in remission. I knew there was something more. There was something in my soul that was just telling me, just go the distance. Just go the distance with this energy and this holistic ways, and it's going to work. Even I didn't have all the answers. I mean, I did have all the answers inside because they were starting to grow more and more, but you know, it was just all these different stepping stones that just allowed me to find the yellow brick road.
That's right, man. Man, so happy for you. So one, you were able to successfully bring restoration and clearing and healing to your Crohn's disease that you have personally through these energy practices and change of diet, moving into more alkaline and plant-based. And then you were also able to help you were also able to help someone ground and move through a seizure. And then you were also able to help a friend of yours be able to basically navigate and ground out through what you could almost basically say was like an overdose of party favors, so to say.
An
And
outer body, bringing her soul, her astral body back down.
yeah, and then you're also able to, wow, that's incredible, man. Then you were also able to do the lupus. You were able to help cure a lady of lupus through Reiki and energy healing. These are very profound testimonies and very profound experiences that the world, really needs to become aware of. There's a lot of people out there that have no hope when it comes to all of these different diseases and disorders and critical moments that they can be in when it comes to, seizures or being out of body or overdosing and other things. And this is phenomenal to hear you share these experiences and to know that you have experienced it and that others have experienced it as well. And I really trust that everybody out there that hears this will be able to have a more clear and expansive perspective of what is possible through energy healing and different practices like Reiki. It's really beautiful and phenomenal. So thank you.
Yeah, it's been one heavenly of a journey. And I want everyone to experience this, wherever they can. Just also make sure that they're going to someone that they trust, because I've heard a few stories of like people getting Reiki sessions from people, and it had them feeling like worse than like what they were even before. And then like they had like this weird like energetic connection, like even afterwards, and they knew they weren't themselves. And I'm like, dang, like I haven't even heard that until like this year, like people getting some weird random not of the best and highest Reiki sessions, and then I would have to be the one that would have to redo it for them.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've come across that myself as well, and I've had to really like help clear people's like traumas and thought patterns surrounding Reiki and other practices because of their experiences. And definitely is a big thing, be able to discern and trust your intuition, trust what you feel inside yourself when it comes to the energy of who you're working with. And there are people out there that, they could be practitioners, but they might not have the most clear intentions. They could be doing it because they just want full gains, or they could do it because they want to feel empowered from their wounds that haven't been healed. There are people that do things from their traumas and from their wounds to try to self-power themselves. And that can result into a lot of what you call negative energy or entities being brought into your field and attaching. Just really be wise about who you're working with. And if you don't know who to trust, if you don't know who to go to, try to stick with the people that you truly know and you're connected with.
Or if you're watching
I don't want to,
this, though, I mean, just
yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm very selective about who I do work with and who I even allow to share these spaces to talk about their practices. So you guys can always come to me or our brother Fox or any of these other wonderful souls that I'm connected with that you guys see and know about. And even if you don't want to work with us, we can help you discern somebody else's energy field for you.
Ooh.
And that's something I would gladly do, is just be able to look at someone's energy field and let you know if it's a trustworthy field.
I love that. That's really pure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not here to try to be the only Reiki practitioner for people to come to. I don't mind if you go to anybody, go to who you feel. But if you are choosing somebody else, I don't mind just like taking a look at their energy to see if it's trustworthy, balanced energy that you really want to have in an energy exchange. Because I care about your soul path, not just your human life, but your soul path, because this goes beyond just the human. This goes into the soul and the path that your soul is on beyond this human life, because this brings in karmic energy. This brings in energetics that are going to basically either align you or bring you into a further imbalance with your path. And it's a serious thing. It really is.
Yeah, because this is this could be our one and only shot here on Earth, you know? Like, why not make the best and highest of it? There's so many things to clear, heal, and activate, and we deserve abundance. Abundance is our birthright, and we can live our best and highest lives as long as we know how we're taking care of ourselves and how we're putting ourselves out there in the world to shine bright and really be that beacon of light so other people can also shine their light and not be afraid.
Yeah, that's right, man. So let's talk about some of your other certifications. You're also certified in sound and energy as well.
I won't say that I'm certified in sound, but I've learned a lot from a really great friend of mine up in the west side of Cleveland, and like I hung out with this guy so many times, and we would do sessions on each other with tuning forks and sound bowls, and I was just able to learn a lot from him, and then I ended up getting my own set of tuning forks, and then I started working with, oh God, like over at least over 100 people with them, and then everyone's just like, I've never experienced anything like that before, but you seem to know exactly what you're doing. And I'm like, yeah, it's easy. And I also played saxophone for 10 years, so
I
I'm
love,
really gifted. So,
I love sound healing. I've been working with sound healing, really since I got into my self-awakening journey with these practices. And I'm using frequencies daily. I'll have my speaker on in my room. I'll go on YouTube, put on like 432 hertz, 963, all these different frequencies, Archangel Michael, blue flame, violet flame. And I'll just have them running in the background all day, just have them on, setting the tone of the energy field that I'm in. And it's free, it's simple, and it's nothing that requires any effort. You just put it on, allow the frequencies to take over, and make your energy feel beautiful.
mm-hmm. Yeah, you already, that's amazing.
Yeah. And so you also do coaching as well. What's your coaching like?
Yeah, so I basically I did life coaching, and then I had this new thought, like especially being here in Texas, like a lot of people are using life coaches, but a lot of them are using like MDMA, ketamine, shrooms, ayahuasca to like help with their healing, right? So then I'm like, not that I'm against the plant medicine and some of those things because I know they can be beneficial, but if I'm going to save people time, energy, dopamine, serotonin, melatonin, days of replenishing
Yeah.
after things,
Side
what
effects.
exactly what could I offer to people that would be more pure, more clean, more of their own energy, more of source energy? And I was like, energy transformation life coaching. So I do life coaching and energy healing in the same sessions.
I like that, man. I like that. We're really similar in that type of way. I'm not really big into the traditional life coaching that you see in the mainstream. For me, it's very straightforward by the book, more of just like words and just telling people things.
Right.
And for me, there's like a disconnect of authentic heart-to-heart connection on um, coach and client, so to say, where you're really feeling what that soul and that human authentic self really needs for them to heal in their authentic nature. There's only so much that can really be brought to somebody by going by a book or going by what you were taught and not like really tuning in and feeling their authenticity.
Right.
So just like you, I designed and created my own style of it, and I called it intuitive life guidance. And with that, what I do is I do a one-on-one space for 2 hours where you get to connect, and we go over shadow integration. So we look at shadow thoughts, triggers, we go to the roots behind the triggers, and then we also go to basically conscious communication when it comes to these shadow moments. And along with that, we also do healthy boundaries. And then Along with that, in the 2 hour space, we also go over daily patterns, habits, and routines. So we can look at how we can integrate um, spaces for personal meditation or breath work or cleansing the energy field throughout the day. Ways to really just become more conscious and self-aware
Yeah.
and present with our own self throughout the day. No matter what we're doing, what job we're working, the family we're taking care of, how can we look at our daily schedule and shift things around and integrate where we can prioritize our own self? And that's like the biggest thing that I find with working with people is we don't prioritize ourselves throughout the day. We wake up, we prioritize the kids getting ready for school. We then prioritize getting ready to go to work, then going to our job. Then we prioritize our partner, and then we prioritize the kids. Then we prioritize going to bed. And
Yep.
then there's no prioritizing for the own self. So that's something I help with in that one-on-one space. Along with that, I also give people a custom guided meditation that I create. So they get to pick the intention and then the way they want to build. So like they can choose the frequency,
Wow.
what type of beings and energy they would like to connect with. And then I'll make a custom guided meditation professionally for them. And then they get to use it. And then I also give them the choice of one of my workshops to schedule in during that week period. And each one's by week. And yeah, it's really wonderful to just really tune into the collective conscious and really feel and see what does the collective truly need that will really serve them, rather than going by what we think is best for them according to what we want, or what these programs want. We can tap into the collective conscious and really feel, and you'll see from experience as well and people around you what we truly need.
100%. I love that. I love everything that you offer. Like you really do go above and beyond to make sure that people are going to be in their own energy, that they are prioritizing themselves, that they are doing that self-love, that self-care, and making sure that their cup is filled so they can fill up other people's cups, but then making sure that their cup is getting refilled after filling up other people's cups.
Exactly. And yeah, there's a little bit of like, I guess you can call homework that's involved too. And that homework is really just like looking at your day and taking note every hour of what you're doing and what you're consuming. And then you get to overlook it and reflect with me in the one-on-one session and really see like, okay, you're doing this for this hour, then you're doing that the next hour. So what if we like kind of shift this and put this before it and then do like a meditation before you get into this? And this like really just seeing how we can shift things. And then consuming is a huge thing as well, as you know.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, man, I'm really happy to hear that you're creating your own authentic way too. It's really inspiring, and we can build off of each other by sharing this type of stuff.
Yeah, we get to, and we do have to. We have to let people know what's going on and the other ways to heal and to really just be divinely connected to themselves and to the universe. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've also heard that you've kind of been like stepping into this very, it's kind of like very inclusive practice. Something to do with vortexes. Do you want to share that right now, or is that something that you're kind of keeping a little more hidden?
I could share a little bit about it. I don't think it would be a little too much to probably do it with the people right now, but
Oh, no. Just letting people know, just in case they could be interested in doing it with you one-on-one.
for sure. Yeah, so I learned about vortex energy from an amazing woman in upstate New York. Her name is Spider, and she it's basically like some qigong movements that she was able to actually she was taught this by the star people of the Lyrian star system, and like they like
Oh,
physically,
good old Irons.
yeah, they legit came down to her, and they taught her everything about this vortex energy. And then she wrote a book about it, and it's been just changing lives everywhere. And it's just it basically just like resets like all your cells to like an intracellular level. It also raises the consciousness of the collective every time you do it. Um, and it really gets up into like just having 5D way of life. And I remember I'm like I did it for like 14 days in a row just outside of my front yard in the summertime. And I legit saw like a reflection of my DNA, like going from turquoise, like the whole like DNA strand being turquoise, turning into a crystalline structure, like right in front of me as I was like coming up, as I was doing the exercise. And I didn't want to blink or like lose my focus. And I was looking at it, and I was like looking at this shift, and I was like, holy shit. And then it disappeared, but I saw it for like 10 seconds. So I know the power it wields. Um, yeah, and there's so much more about it, and I'm just like, okay, but it's basically just to reset your cells. It gets you to another state of consciousness, and it really just brings a lot more healing. And then there's also like numerology, there's colors, there's manifestation, there's heart center, like heart vortex, there's rainbow vortex, there's like so many things. I think there's like 26 steps to it. So like all these different things that you could do with just the vortex itself. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's wonderful, man. I'm really glad that you're connecting with my good old Lyran family.
Yeah.
I'm a Lyran starseed myself. I'm a Lyran Christo elder, and gosh, I actually just received a group Reiki session with that group I was talking about before the live, of these older um, kings and queens that have been in these healing practices for a long time, and they did a group session on me, and this was on Friday, and we did some clearing and healing work from my Navajo shamanic elder lifetime, and I wow. Long story short, I was in a war with the Spaniards, and I took a sword to the third eye, and they removed the energy from that and cleared the trauma.
Oh,
And one of the guys, his name's Matt, he's a psychic surgeon. He was seeing one of my guides, and it was one of my Lyran star family. And it was like this kind of shorter lion, and he had like flaming red dreads as hair. And he was signifying to him to go ahead and give me a third eye activation, and then also activate my solar plexus into strengthening for this path. And yeah, he said he never saw a guide like that. And this is someone that he's been doing it for years, seen many different beings, many different guides. First time ever he saw like a legit elder Lyran like that. It was really cool.
wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Believable, but yeah.
It's so beautiful, like where we're heading right now with the thinning of the veil and the more of us becoming more conscious of ourselves.
Yeah. Really out there in this world because, we're being it's happening all around us. It's just when we're tuning in and thinning the veil, like we're going to be able to more and more.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's
All right, so we have a few questions, and the questions are Energy Soul Child. What was the main message you received from Source during your healing journey?
what was the main
Mm.
I got from Source during my healing journey? Okay, so actually, a few days ago, I was in yoga class, and we were just about to end. We were laying in Shavasana, and I was kind of having a rough day. There was a lot happening, and I just felt a little overwhelmed with some things that were coming into my field. And there was a part of me that had wanted to cry, and I'm like, I'm in yoga class, I'm not gonna cry, I'm gonna wait, but then as I'm laying in Shavasana, I get this really it was like a high pitch but a low pitch ear ringing, that filled up my entire hole in my right ear. And then I got this message saying, you better get ready, because in the month of March, there's going to be a lot more people connecting with you, because there's going to be a lot more chaos in the world.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be looking for things outside of themselves even more, because there were certain things in the outside world, like Western medicine, big pharma, and the foods that we're eating, and people don't have guidance on how to be a better light, or a better being, energetic being, and human being. So they told me to get my stuff ready, and then I started to cry. I was bawling my eyes out just at the end of Shavasana in yoga class, and then after she called everyone up to bow for Namaste, and I had to keep my head still bowed because I didn't want anyone to see me crying. So that's probably the biggest one I've gotten, at least as of recently. So
Wonderful. That makes a lot of sense why I'd receive what I've received, and then you receiving that as well. We're being what we can call initiated, or brought into awareness of holding space and standing taller, so we can continue to anchor in this light for those that are going to be looking for answers and looking for sacred and safe places.
Yeah. And we're ready.
Namaste, brother. Namaste. I'm really grateful to be doing this with you.
Absolutely. It was such an honor. We had a lot of fun, and I really appreciate you just reaching out, and you having the space for this podcast, and really, really getting our energies out there so people will know what's up.
Yeah. We're not finished though. I was just saying namaste because, we're holding the sacred spaces and doing this together.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. I thought you were about to close it out, but then I remember you said you had a few more questions. I was like, okay, what's you?
Yeah, just giving some honor for our paths.
Yeah, for sure.
She said, can you please tell us about your galactic lineage? Do you know your galactic lineage?
If I understand the question correctly, I think I'm part of the Palladian
Okay.
tribe, yeah. And then I know I also have ties to the Galactic Federation as well. I don't know. I know it goes really deep, because there was a psychic from Utah. I had hired her one day because I was going through some stuff, and I know how powerful she is. And she's like, I've never met a person who has an energy like yours before, and you have this divine deep connection with the Galactic Federation, the main hub of it, with the first or second generation of the family. And I was like, oh fuck. So I haven't really dove deep into that. So but
That's
yeah.
amazing. We gotta connect a little more, because I have ties to the original Galactic Federation as well. Well, really,
Wow.
the Elder Council, because I'm a Lyran elder.
Mm-hmm.
And for people that know about Lyrans, they are the souls that seeded humanity, and they're basically like the grandfathers of this galaxy. So there's a lot to that, and that is for another time, of course.
Yeah.
And Aqua Peace.
Yeah.
Aqua Peace, yes, I have had my Akashic records read. I've also had my higher self come to me personally through my third eye during a Reiki session. And I've had just many other clarifications on my purpose and who I am in my higher sense. Amazing though. We got to connect a little more, that's for sure, because that means we're both like higher council members when it comes to this that we're in. And I'd love to see what would come through if we go into a meditation together and set some intentions so we can get some codes and see what we can do together.
Yeah, because that's not one of the, I mean, I don't like to say put myself down in any way, but sometimes I'm not the best at like trying to connect, as above, to get like messages and stuff. Like I'll get them sometimes, but sometimes I don't know exactly where they come from, but I know they're pure. But yeah, I would like to know more. So I would like your assistance with that for sure.
For sure. And we can always do like an energy exchange or something. We can go like do a full session. Anybody out there that is curious and doesn't know what your soul lineage or soul origin is, I do offer guided meditations that I call soul origin galactic therapy. And I take you into guided meditation and I connect you with your higher self, however the higher self would like that to happen. Through the guided meditation, we go to a time and space that is most relevant for your being to connect to the higher self. And then through that, I'm able to receive who your higher self is, where you're from, and then also any incarnations in between your origin and now on other star planets and places. So for example, we would travel and then connect to your soul origin. Say you're from Lyra. And then if it comes up naturally in the session from the higher self, and you were someone that was then incarnated on the Pleiades after Lyra, we would then go into the Pleiades and go into more detail about that. And then if you move to Sirius after that, and that came through, we would then travel to Sirius through the meditation and receive anything we need from there, and then connect and tie it in like a nice good old bundle to why you're here now and what this all means for you in this present time here on Earth. So that is a session I do offer, and it is $88 if you guys are curious about that.
Amazing. Yeah, I do something like that, but it's more of like ancestral healing and past life healing. Like the ones that really had like that karmic, like bad karmic ties, like guilt, shame, or just like the worry, sadness, or despair of any sort. I've done those a handful for people, and I am going to offer a healing program very soon where it's going to be past life, general healing, ancestral healing, and then just like clearing and activating like our souls, like having like a spiritual healing as well, and then really just ascending and raising consciousness within. And yeah, that'll be coming out soon. I'm finalizing the details and the pricing on it, but it's going to be like a 4-week program.
That would be amazing actually with what you're already currently doing. It would really be a good combination for anybody out there to be able to receive the awareness and connection of your higher self through me, and then get ancestral and karmic and earth life healing through Fox. Like that would be an amazing combination.
Wow.
Because they are different. It's as above and so below, basically. The as above is figuring out your galactic lineage and your galactic history, and then the below is figuring out your earth history and your past lifetimes and your karma. So that's a powerful combination in itself. So that is something I would definitely suggest for people out there.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that. Yeah. Amazing.
Let's see.
I can't see how many questions. I don't think I.
Last one from Energy is, when did you get into card readings?
When I get into card readings, actually, I don't really do tarot at all. But it's funny though. The last few times someone told me to like do a card reading for someone, and I'm like, why don't cards on me? And then I was like, oh, I'll just intuitively give them a card. And then I just like, the first card that came to my mind to like give someone a tarot reading was like the Two of Cups. And she's like, oh, wow, that really resonates. And it was just like on an Instagram live. It was just super random. And then like after I got off the live, I got this long message from her saying, oh my God, like that was the card I really needed. That was like explaining everything like going on. And, you know, like I'm really living that time. And I said, oh shit. Okay. Welcome.
That's how it's been for me. Like when I started doing cards, like I also had like no confidence in my card reading skills, and I was just doing it, trusting my intuition. I pull it, and I just like say what came through. People be like, "Wow, like that was exactly what I needed to hear." Like, thank you so much. And I'm just like, "Oh, I guess this is something I can do."
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. And yeah, actually, I had done it for a few people, like some card readings, but never, you know, just like very personal people, you know, like I never did it online or something. But it's it really is a lot on intuition. As long as you know like what the card looks like and you can understand the swords, pentacles, cups, what's happening in the picture, the feelings behind it, then usually you can give a pretty good description, and your intuition will come in higher self and make it even better than what you could have possibly imagined.
Exactly. That's where that trust comes in.
Yep, you already know.
All right. Are you familiar or have studied Kabbalah? So I'm definitely familiar with Kabbalah. I haven't really in-depth studied it, but I understand what it is because it's like similar to other ancient teachings. I'm very familiar. What about you, Fox?
I had studied it. I had a friend of mine. She gave me a lot of videos about it, but I don't really dive into it. It was like in 2021 when she gave me those videos, and I kind of just let them pass after I listened to some of them, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, I feel like I'm good without these. I'm pretty high vibe,
Yeah,
connected.
that's how I was with Kabbalah. The things I really like to reference back to is like the Hermetics, universal laws, you know, the Kemetic teachings, like the Book of the Dead in Egypt, and what was the other one? The Emerald Tablets, that
Oh,
type of stuff. I like really referencing back to that type of stuff if I do reference to any ancient text.
I do fucks with the Gospel of Thomas.
Oh yeah, one of the missing
Yeah.
books.
That one I really haven't. I've indulged in that the last like 2 months, and I really resonate with it, and it speaks a lot about kind of like what we're going through, especially with like manifesting, law of attraction, and really being connected to ourselves, to this world.
Yeah, and also of course alchemy. Like I can talk about alchemy all day for anybody out there that wants to talk about alchemy.
In Austin, Texas, I started doing alchemy energy healings, so I have something else on top of the Reiki energies. I've just been doing it like on like in-person events because I teach classes. I host events for that. So
That's wonderful. Yeah. So are you attuned to the traditional Usui Raiho Reiki?
yeah, I got certified in practical Reiki, and then I got certified in Usui Reiki. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I got certified in Usui,
Okay.
and then I
I don't really
uh,
like, I don't use the signs. I don't really like do like all the markings on people and everything like that.
me either.
Yeah.
I got certified in Usui just to like get my certification. But what I've been working with is the ancient Egyptian or ancient Kemetic form of it, which is Sekhem. And
Okay.
then I also just attuned myself to the Ascended Master techniques. So like I'll connect with the Ascended Masters and allow their forms to come through.
Well,
It's really awesome. I can actually send you that attunement if you want that. It's free.
oh yeah, you can send it over. I already work with them. I work with like Yogananda, Lahiri Maheshwar, Bhavatar, Babaji, Krishna, Jesus. I work with all of them.
Yeah,
But see what you got there.
absolutely. It's just an attunement. It's like 40 minutes, and you know, you just lay down, put your headphones in, and receive.
Sweet.
Beautiful.
I'm
But
about
I guess we can go ahead and wrap up a little bit here. My final question to you is, what is your vision of these practices and your business, the Fox Wellness Den, which you do have a website for that I'll have posted in the comments, or not the comments, but the description below on YouTube. And I'll also put the visual up here for you guys to see. What is your vision with these practices in your business in the future? Where are you looking to expand it to? What does it look like? And what can we do to help support you?
Yeah. Wow, you're the second person that's asked me that question. What can I do to support you in the last like 18 hours? So it's happening. I mean, you know, so like my future, you know, I traveling the world, you know, putting myself into stadiums and, you know, getting myself on stages and just speaking about awareness and consciousness and love, and doing like Reiki energy, doing breath work and meditation with people. And, you know, one of my dreams is to be in a stadium with like 80,000 to 100,000 people, and then just doing like one 360-degree circle, and then just heal, clear, and activate everyone. And then, you know, collaborating with people, and then eventually, like, you know, maybe go to like India or like, you know, China, or where I can be around like millions of people, you know, like in one space or online or something like that, and then just do that as well. It'd be great to have like a retreat center, a wellness center of some sort. I don't know exactly where, but the universe will make that happen. And yeah, just being one of the most powerful, energetic energy healers in the entire universe for people to, you know, to learn how to heal themselves.
Wonderful. Well, yeah, you definitely have me open to collaborations. We can definitely get something going, and maybe sometime I'll come down to Texas, or if you're ever up here in Ohio again, just let me know. We can come together and get something going. And yeah, that sounds wonderful. I love that vision. I've had a vision similar of just being in auditoriums and stadiums and other things, just giving conscious knowledge and doing energy practices, guided meditations with everybody.
Yep.
So let's make it happen, man. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it, right? Right.
That's right. And let's see, where can everybody get a hold of you at if they want to book a service or ask you questions?
Yeah, Facebook, Fox Wellness Den, Instagram, the Fox Wellness Den. My website, you can book a free consultation on there, and we'll talk for about 40 minutes to an hour just to see where you're at, what you would like to do, and then we'll talk about how we can really become a great fit. And I'm going to do my best to give the answer no to anyone, because I know everyone's on different paths, and you know, like what I charge is what I'm going to charge. But if for some reason, you know, one may not be able to afford it in that time, then I will work with you to make sure, because I'm here of service, and I know like I've already seen abundance like come back to me in ways when I've helped out with people who've had like nothing, you know, or they just can't afford to do anything with a paycheck. But I am going to make it equal in exchange where all of my energy to you, but at least assist you in ways that I can and make it simple. It'll feel such a difference, and I will bet on you and bet on myself.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And I'll be sure to post all of your links down below in the description on the YouTube channel, and give people the visual as well so they can see what it looks like. And I know also you do a few free donation-based events. Are you doing any in March coming up?
I will actually not be. I've kind of stepped away from the donation-based ones because I haven't had like the best energy exchanges on them as of recently. So I kind of was like, okay, I gotta step away from that and see what else is possible. And that's where that healing event's going to come in, and it's going to be more. It's going to be affordable, but you know, it's going to be just extremely more powerful, more like dedication to it, and people will you know, really truly invest in themselves and invest in me, and then not feel like they're getting a discount, you know, because if you get it, sometimes depending on what's happening, like if people are asking for a discount, they're life, you know, like if you could go into your whole life of healing and service like fully, then the universe is going to give fully right back to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to say, great job honoring yourself and just not attaching to, you know, always doing free and donation based. It's a very kind and generous thing to do.
Yeah.
But I know for myself personally, I had to really learn, like, okay, like it's a beautiful thing to do this, but you really have to value and honor your worthiness and your energy and time. And, you know, sometimes you really do have to give people a little bit of a step forward with learning how to invest in their own self and invest in what they're receiving, because it's not always going to be free and easy to be able to really fully heal yourself. And
it wasn't for us.
Yeah, and sometimes we got to learn how to put investment into ourselves and not always get handed everything.
That's exactly right. Yeah. But we were able to make more abundance in the world when we're able to do that, because the money can really do go around, and we can start using it for better and higher, for more, you know, equal and, you know, happy, joyful, healing things, you know, instead of it going to like other things.
Exactly.
We'll leave it at that.
Exactly. All right, brother. If you would like to, would you like to do a quick breath session or energy healing session with us?
Yeah, we could do, you know, we'll do both. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
How long do you want to go for? Just a couple of minutes or what?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, everybody, if you just want to get open to receive, if you would like to receive, Fox is going to go ahead and share a little bit of energy healing and guide us through it. And if you are not open to receiving, you also have the option to leave the space. And thank you for being here and supporting. And if you are open to receive, go ahead and relax, get comfortable, and enjoy.
And if you don't want to receive energy, but you still want to do some breathing, then you can stay. Then we just make sure, you know, you set the intention of no energy, but I'll breathe. Yeah. All right. So just get comfortable laying down, standing up, or sitting down, and close your eyes. We'll just take a few big, deep, conscious breaths, just going in through the nose. And then a big sigh out the mouth. And we'll do this a few more times, going in and then going out. We're going to do 2 more of these, going in, out. Uno más. In. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Big exhale. And then hold with no air. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow inhale. And slow exhale. There we go. That was a great vibrational shift. Now you have the opportunity to receive just a little bit of healing. You may just go back to your normal state of breathing. In the nose, out the nose. Just a little energy clearing for just a little blockage that you may have, wherever that may be. You shall release, shall be cleared. Healed, and then activate a new awareness, a new life, a new sense of faith and love for that little area. When you are ready, you may just bring your hands to the prayer center and give yourself a bow of love and gratitude and blessings for yourself and the universe. Om. Peace. Ashe.
Namaste, brother.
That was beautiful. Thank you for allowing me to share that.
Absolutely. I had I had the Reiki come through me too, so that was really beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Thank you for receiving.
Absolutely. Greatly honored. And thank you for joining us on this live and this episode 8 of the Process of Clearing Layers, Reiki and Energy Healing. And for everybody out there, our authentic soul guest, Alexander Fox, based in Texas. You can reach out to him anytime through his Instagram, thefoxwellnessden, and he also has a website, thefoxwellnessden.com. This will all be in the description below on the YouTube, which will be premiering at 8 p.m. Eastern this Tuesday on Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. Go ahead and subscribe, hit that like, notification bell so you can get updated when this comes out and watch the premiere and any other content that I have, guided meditations, other episodes, podcasts, and more. And wow, what a beautiful session, man. Thank you again for being a guest, and I look forward to our journey together.
Yeah, I'm so honored. Thank you so much, Marcus, and thank you for being who you are and shining your light and just being who you are and making sure that we're on this path together and we're all just walking each other home.
Shay. It's an honor.
And blessings to everyone who joined in as well. Blessings and miracles and love, all of you and your family, friends.
Yes. And also, if any of you guys out there are a practitioner, a teacher, conscious soul that has a story, has practice or knowledge that you find beneficial for the collective to learn about, feel free to direct message me and we can get an episode going for you if you would like, or you can be on my podcast. I'm always open to bridging the collective as we are all one in unity, and just want to bring that awareness to everybody. So direct message me anytime. I'm a very open book. Much love, wholeness, balanced love, everybody.
Love and blessings to you all. Take care, brother.
You too.
Bye.
Now on the count of 3, we about to elevate your DNA to a whole nother level. 1, 2, 1, 2.
What up?
Physical, meditated, yeah. My DNA activated, electromagnetic light. Double helix to 12 strands, I've tripled my sight. I see fire inside my soul, I spit fire through every letter. Desires to get higher, then turn me to something better. Like the shredder, I be shining on these Ninja Turtles. But I'm Master Splinter, where the fuck my Ninja Turtles? Check my team, we the bomb. We glowing like we neon. Dope music, what we be on. We infinite and beyond. Metatron's cube, hater don't be transforming. See, we came to spread the love and it's going forward.